Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're well. I'm feeling a lot better, thank you for asking. Yes. Throat is feeling a lot normaler. Normaler? Yes, a lot normaler. What we're going to do today is... Well, firstly we're going to look at a clock. I'll go down to our little project area. The reason we're looking at a clock is because I want to build a cow farm to get some beef, and I want it to be semi-automatic. Now, until there's an automatic way of feeding cows wheat, it can only ever be a semi-automatic. But what I want to do is minimize the amount of time I spend looking at cows. So what we're going to do, the system will... Hey, let's be all organized. Cow, fire, death, project. There we go. Plans. Okay, so this is so what I want to do is I want to be able to walk up to it, breed my cows, and then hit a button, and then collect steak and leather from a chest and walk away. So up, breed, button, chest, gone. Basically, and while I'm gone, the new baby cows will grow up and then die in fire. So what are we going to need to make this plan a reality? Is excuse me, I feel like I've got my mic in a very strange position today. Let's try that. We're going to want breeding cell, and it was possibly a bad idea to include typing in my episode, knowing me. Want a breeding cell, and it needs to be able to separate a third of the herd. Maybe just the babies, if we can do that, because that'd be the most accurate way of doing things would be to have a group of permanent cows and all the offspring get separated, like a lot of breeding machines do. However, we can settle for separating a third of the herd. Now we're going to want a 20-minute clock, and that's because it takes 20 minutes for cows to grow from babies to grown livestock. And then we want a cooker. That wants to go into hopper chest system. Okay. So that's what we need to make this a reality. So we're going to work on a 20-minute clock. Now, I've looked into this, and I'm going to try and modify designed by Seth Bling. Let's see, how does this work? We want which way is it going? It's going this way, so we want comparators like this and repeaters like this. And blocks on comparators. Sorry about that. And then redstone beside the blocks on the back of the repeaters. So there we go. Right. Now if we fill, well, let's just put a stack in for the moment. But if we put 5 stacks of items in here, this is roughly 7.5 minutes for it to cycle round. Now that's not long enough. However, what I'm thinking we can do, is count the number of cycles this makes. So I think what we can do, so 7.5, we're going to want around 3 cycles. So if we put 3 repeaters like this and join those up, let's see. Put a button on there. Now then, what we've got here is, we need to delay that. I know. What we're making here is a repeater locking counter. So, a counter that uses repeater locking. Oh, this inventory is still not entirely there. Okay, so now if we do this, no. Oh dear. There we go. Right. Let's clear this. Right. So if we put this on here, and actually we can't use the button because it's too fast. So if we make this a monostable circuit, and put that there and that there. Okay, so now there we go. Every time we hit this button, the next repeater gets lit. So what we can do is we can take this off here and feed it into there. Now every time the clock lights up this bit of redstone, it will count 1. basically. So if we reset this, and we need to put repeater in there. Okay, so that counts 1. And when it goes round again, let's just reduce the number of items in there. Okay, so it's going to go around faster now. If that count goes round, it's going to go round here. And there. And when it gets back to here, this will advance 1 again. Yep, there we go. And when it gets round again, it'll advance again. So we can take our killing signal out of here. Then what do we need to do? So we need a way to halt this clock, and it needs to halt. It needs to halt when this comes on. So yeah, in order to halt it, we will need to run a signal. If it's when this one lights up, we need to run a signal into here to stop it getting any more. So it's going into there, going into there, going into there. Yeah, so we need to run a signal into here. So let's see, we're going to need an RS-NOR latch. One of these will do. And let's go around you. And we'll want this repeater in to act like a diode to stop it. To stop this signal here going back and setting the RS-NOR latch. So now this, yeah, this is stopped. Good. Okay, so the RS-NOR latch needs to be activated when this goes off. So if we make this a bit tight, really. There we go. Yeah, okay, just to stop it talking. So when the signal reaches here, it will set the latch and stop the clock. Okay, so that's how to stop the signal. And now we need a way to start the whole thing off. So we need a button that is going to set this RS-NOR latch over here. And also clear this locking repeater setup. So if we move that onto there, let's see. Okay. So in order to clear this, it needs to turn this off, and it also needs to turn this off. Okay, right. What I think is, let's double invert this. Like that. That's not going to work. Bu- 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 bu. No, in fact, actually, we're okay. Right, what we do is... let me think about this. Okay. Solved it. Bit messy, but that's because I'm laying this out as I think of stuff. So, let's see. Right, so we've got our button here. So we've got redstone that comes along here and into the side of this block so that we can turn off this torch, which will let these these can drain of power once they're unlocked. The redstone also goes up here, and it goes along here, along here, along here, and down into this block. And then what we've got here, instead of having the redstone just go directly into the back of the repeaters, we invert it with a torch. The repeaters are there just because it's too close to this bit. And we push it into this block and re-invert it. And that means we've got this torch can be turned off either from the pulse monostable circuit or from the button. So when you press the button, that torch goes off and that torch goes off, and it actually works out long enough to drain the whole cell, as it were. So I guess it's kind of a memory cell, series of memory cells. We've also got this redstone here to the other side of the RS NOR latch. So at the moment it's all locked up. The items in the clock are all here. Yep, they're all there, 21 items. And then if we push the button and we look there, okay, so the clock's now running. It's on its first circuit. And now that's interesting, actually. It's already lit up the first one. I think what I need to do is be completely out of repeaters. That's okay, a comparator will give it a 1 tick delay. We don't want any repeaters to be on. There we go, that's better. Right, so the clock is running on its first cycle. And then that's... what happened? Right, okay, yeah, what happened there is it's the items left that first bit, so that redstone went off. So we're now, when the redstone comes back on, right, now we're on its second cycle, and the redstone will go back off when the items leave that hopper. Okay, and we're waiting for them to go round. They're in there at the moment, or they're travelling to that hopper, now travelling to the back corner there. And when they go over here, it's now on its third circuit. Now the only problem with this is you lose the time it takes to transfer from here to here. And the reason for that is this line of redstone comes on as soon as the first item goes into this hopper, and it locks it up. But, or rather, sorry, this goes on the first, when the first item comes into here, this goes onto there. However, it does seem that what happens is when it reaches its last cycle, all the items still reach this hopper, even though it's meant to be locking this up. I think I know why that is, actually. We'd have to power this one. That won't work. I wonder, do we need to power that one at all? Okay, so what we'll do is let's reset the system. And I think what I might do is just come up here, and can we see those repeaters over there? Nope. There we go. And fast forward this bit. Okay, right, let's get down there. And what we're hoping to see at this point is that there will be one item in here. 4 items. Right, I guess that's just the delay it takes for the signal to get back round and lock this hopper up. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. 4 items is a pretty minimal amount time-wise. So, what I need to do now is run a full test with 5 stacks of items. What we'll do is we'll fill this up. Grab some more. Actually, that'll do. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that back there. And let's see how long this clock actually runs for. So I will time that and come back to you. Okay, right, so I found a little bug off camera. There was a bit of redstone here, and I don't know why it worked the first time, to be honest, but this comparator was powering it and setting the latch, so I have no idea how it possibly worked in the first test. But I fixed that and reran it, and I started the clock at 6 minutes past the hour, and it's now 32 minutes past the hour. I've just been talking there, so let's say 31 minutes past the hour, which makes it a 25-minute clock, which is excellent. That should be enough to allow baby cows to grow up. So what I need to do now is compact the sucker, because it's pretty big, but it's very badly laid out at the moment. Yeah. But effectively what we've got here is our 25-minute clock, which can be set with a button press and will run and output a signal here. After that time, and stop running, importantly. Let's just check the hoppers. Yep, 4 items. So that seems reasonably consistent there. Fantastic. Okay, well, I'm not going to compact it on camera. I'll do that between episodes. I'm going to see how small I can get it. But the good thing, this clock, I might actually use this clock in future, because it struck me that I could probably lay these hoppers out in such a way. It would be difficult because of the way the comparators run. It would be difficult to get it to run like in a bigger pattern than 2x2, because it's kind of relying on these corners here. But I could have probably laid it out in such a way with lots of hoppers and produced the same effect with just lots of hoppers. But This is quite customizable. I can reduce or increase the time by reducing or increasing the length of this setup here. If I increased it much, then I'd probably need to put a pulse lengthener in on this line, and probably this one as well, just to give it time to clear the cell. Though maybe not, because if we run the output through a rising edge detector, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't clear the whole cell. If this remains on after pushing the button, as long as it turns off and then turns back on at the end of the cycle, if it's going for a rising edge detector, then that doesn't matter. So it's expandable. We can count 2 cycles. We can count 1 cycle, although we'd probably be able to cut a load out and simplify it for 1 cycle. We'd probably just need the RS NOR latch, but we can count 2 cycles, 3, we could count 4, 5, 6. We could make a really, really very long clock out of this. And then it can be fine-tuned by... There we go. And that's now slightly shorter. So, yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Where are you? Must have found a place to jump the fence. Hello? Hello? Do you want to pick something up? A button? No? No. Hello? Shall we dance? No? Come on, dance with me. Right, okay, let's see. I think we've got a couple of minutes to do something. Tell you what I really need to do is find a place to put these guys. Just in case I need them in future. Let's see. I don't really want to take them too far. I believe there is a hole back here that I dug out at some point. I was going to do something, but yeah. Perfect. Let's see. Yeah, and like that. And then I'll run some minecart tracks in there, and let's get the villagers in there, and we'll call it an episode. We'll be back. Okay. Oh, go on. No, no, no. Okay, this way. What? What are you doing? Do you think you can get out there? Come on. Okay. And... come on, pick one up. Thank you. Wee. And... no. No. Oh. Come on, last one. And do. Oh, cats in the way. In you go. In you go. Right. Cool. Our villagers a little bit more permanently homed. Okay, right. Well, I think I will get on with destroying this hallway. And we'll call that that. We'll call that that. Thank you for watching. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. And stay in there.